How's it going, everyone? I'm going to try to make these a somewhat regular thing, hopefully weekly. Just honestly, I'm kind of tired of writing articles, and I like this format better. It's easier for me to say my thoughts than I end up just sitting and writing and writing. And I have a big project that I'm spending most of my time writing on, so I don't want to distract from other stuff, you know, putting out little filler pieces and just creating content. I'd rather do it this way. The last video got some good response, so hopefully everyone continues to enjoy these. I asked the world of the internet what they would like me to ask, and such questions as how to build really big, strong bicep arms was asked, and that's very tempting. But I decided to go with that, and the question I'm going to go with today is how to train strongman events. I figure it's a pretty simple question. Got to cover the basics first. And I think a lot of people go really wrong. That's Domino in there playing with something. Maybe I'll make a cameo. A lot of people go really wrong when training strongman events. They see a contest has a 700 or 800 pound yoke or whatever, or you know, a 250 pound axle for reps. And Domino, hey! He likes water balls, you know, and then they think, you know, and then they're 12 weeks out and they think, well, I better see if I can do that right now. And it's like, well, where are you going to go from there? Like, so you do a 700 pound yoke and you struggle, or it takes a lot out of you, then where do you go? If you had a plan of deadlifting 700 pounds in a powerlifting meet in 12 weeks, you'd have an end goal of deadlifting 700 pounds after that 12 weeks. Week 1, you wouldn't go out and see if you can deadlift 700 pounds. I don't know why the same basic logic of using linear progression or some sort of system hasn't found its way into the logical minds of strongman competitors, but it hasn't. And I was very guilty of this myself earlier in my career, and it's probably why I'm all broked up at 30 now and trying to just be a serious bodybuilder and rehab myself. So, to answer the actual question after I just meandered, is how to train strongman events. Something that me and my friends have been experimenting with is a sort of cycle of going like light, medium, and heavy on 3 events. 3 events in a weekend. Let's say we're training them on Saturday, and let's say you have 5 events coming up at a contest. You can kind of do half and half each week, and some are going to carry over to others, and it's pretty easy to tell what will. And for the most part, you can take care of your overhead pressing, you know, your implement and your deadlifting in the gym, because they don't take as long to set up during the week. Say hi, Domino. Look, it's a Domino nose. So what we do is, like, let's just take the yoke, for example. Like week 1, I'm going to probably work, you know, let's say we're about 12 weeks out. And this also really depends on how heavy the contest is for you. If it's a weight you're not sure you're going to be able to complete, then you're going to have to go a little bit heavier and more towards that percentage and not worry so much about speed than if... there went the water bottle down the stairs. So much about speed as if you're just, it's a weight you can already do, and you just know you need to do it 2 to 3 seconds faster to really, you know, just get those extra points at like a big contest like nationals or whatever. But since this is starting strongman, I'm gonna go more towards the person who the contest weight is somewhat challenging to even complete the distance. So what I would do is, like, week 1, start off somewhere around 65 to 70% for 3 sets of longer than contest distance. And what you're doing here is you're trying to maintain a good pace, but you're also just building up that, you know, walking with the weight you know, in a controlled fashion, not getting all over the place, and just getting solid and being able to maintain like that core tightness and the rhythm for longer. It's not as much as speed as if we're doing the actual distance, doing sprints, but you still want to go fast. Speed wins shows. No one wins shows doing a weight slowly. And then week 2, we will go more towards, you know, 85-ish%. That would be a heavy week for up to like one set of about half the distance of the contest, because you want to be able to handle that weight, but you don't want to tax yourself so much that it's hard to recover from, and you want to make it so it's an attainable goal, so you don't struggle and like not finish, so you don't mentally get defeated. That being said, if you get halfway and it just feels good, go the other way, but the goal should be to go about halfway. Week 3, we're going to do sprints. You're going to work on doing the weight, doing probably about, you know, 75 to 80% the first week, and of course these kind of go higher, more towards contest weight as we get closer. And you're going to just try to, let's say a competitive time is 10 seconds to complete 60 feet. You want to just work up in small jumps until you can no longer complete the course in under 8 seconds or 9 seconds, etc. Just pick a good time, and then just have some sort of goal, like, okay, last week I did 450 in 9.2 seconds. This time I want to do 450 in 8.5, or I want to do 470 in 9, or still keep, you know, under 10, you know, that kind of deal. And another way I like to kind of cycle it is like, you know, and then we're going to kind of cycle each event, like, you know, if I did distance on yoke, then I'm going to go heavy on stones, and just kind of go in a rotation like that. Just kind of like how the cube method's set up, but applying it more towards events. And that's basically how I like to do event training, and I find it works very well. And, you know, you're just kind of, I see event training as skills practice, where you're actually getting strong doing the gym lifts. Not saying that the events don't make you strong, but I think they're very taxing, and if you start doing them at too high of a percentage, where like if you're doing like a yoke walk where your like feet are going all over the place and you're losing midline stability and all this stuff, you're teaching your body to go slow. And this is a problem I had for years and years, and you know, because I was just trying to make up all this time and just trying to get strong enough, when I probably would have been better off and would have been able to recover a lot better if I didn't try to walk with 600 pounds multiple times, you know, week after week, when I really should have been working with 400 to 500 pounds. Like, you don't max out your deadlift every week. I don't know why people treat events the same way. So basically, just do a rotation of like speed, heavy, and distance, and with the other events, which are more for reps, then, you know, like the speed would be a rep day versus going for a max effort on that event. Makes sense. I think we're going to have an actual article covering this more coming up. If you have any more questions on the video, please reply in the comments, and tell me what you would like me to cover next week.